Election Commission will be announcing the schedule for the Karnataka Assembly elections at around 11:30 a.m. today in a press conference. So this press conference will be addressed by Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar along with two election commissioners. The whole body will be announcing the schedule for the election for the Assembly election. So what we are learning is that all the 224 Assembly constituencies will be going for polls in a single phase election, and the elections likely to be completed in the end of April. That seems to be the plan of the Election Commission of India. So we'll get to know the poll schedule at around 11:30 a.m. So apart from the Karnataka Assembly elections, what we are also expecting today is the schedule for by-elections, because two parliament constituencies, one Jalandhar Parliament constituency along with Wayanad Parliament constituency. Both these parliament constituencies are currently vacant after the Jalandhar MP's death, and also after the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi from the Lok Sabha upon being convicted in a criminal defamation case. So we are also expecting likely that the Election Commission will announce the schedule for the by-elections also. If at all, if the Election Commission goes ahead and announces the by-election for Wayanad Parliament constituency, in that particular case, Congress is also planning to knock the doors of Supreme Court, stating that Rahul Gandhi is moving the Sessions Court challenging the conviction. In such a scenario, the Election Commission could not have proceeded with a by-election for Wayanad Parliament constituency. So all eyes on by-election schedule also, that's likely to be announced today. But the big takeaway would be that the Election Commission giving the dates for the much expected Karnataka Assembly elections, and what we are learning is that all 224 Assembly constituencies will be going for poll in a single phase election.
Avid, thank you so much for joining us with that update. All eyes on the by-election schedule as well, along with the Karnataka poll schedule. Also, Shrija joining us at the moment. Shrija, you've kept your ear to the ground. Take us through the key poll issues in Karnataka this time around.
Well, firstly, to bring about in terms of how exactly the BJP, which has remained in power for the last 4 years, this is after toppling the coalition government back then in 2018. This is in coalition with the JDS and the Congress. We see over the last few years, especially the BJP government itself has been highly focusing on various developmental issues. But of course, the poll top priority has been, some of the crop loss farmers who have been demanding in terms of crop loss waivers. That is something which especially some of the farmers in few districts who say that is not, the demands still have not been met. And of course, these are agrarian crises that we're looking on ground, then scarcity of water. That is something, the project which especially the Karnataka government is yet to decide whether that is for the matter Mekidatu or even for that matter Mahadai as well. And more importantly, issues as such in terms of, where the major issue, which is of course the reservation that we are talking about. Over the past one week, the last weekend that we saw, yes, of course, the Karnataka government went ahead and also especially hike the quota as far as the Lingayat and the Vokaligas are concerned. Now, these are the two key communities that determine the poll outcomes for the BJP, because if you're looking at Lingayat, which constitutes nearly 17% population of Karnataka, and as far as, the Vokaligas are concerned, it constitutes nearly 15%. Now, with the recent removal of the OBC quota of the Muslim category, which was at 4%, and pushing the Muslims to the EWS category, which is economic weaker section, which is 10%, that means the Muslims now will have to fight for the reservation along with other communities, whether that is Jains, Brahmins, Vaishyas as well. So that has become a huge disappointment for the Muslim community. However, we are not looking at a tremendous protest on ground, except for a few protests, which is politically motivated, what we are witnessing on ground. But otherwise, as far as the Lingayats and also the Vokaligas are concerned, we went on to see how Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai now distributed that 4% equally amongst these two key communities. This is in a way to placate them, because over the past few months we've been seeing especially how Lingayats have been demanding a higher reservation, especially in jobs and also educational schemes as well. So that is one, of course. But is this going to really backfire the BJP? That is not really known yet, because we are talking about the Muslim quota. And of course, the majority of the vote bank lies with the Congress. So how exactly is, Congress planning to tread this path is something very interesting to wait and watch out. But apart from that, we're looking at very recently, right after that particular key, policy move by the Karnataka government, we went on to see there was a massive protest that, happened right outside B.S. Yediyurappa's house. Now, that is not something that you usually witness. It's a very, very rare instance because right outside B.S. Yediyurappa, who's a Lingayat strongman, also BJP's parliamentary board. While, of course, on one hand, you had Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai saying that it is politically motivated, it's conspired by the Congress. But, of course, on the other hand, the question remains when the Chief Minister went on to clear the air that A.K. Sadashiva report will not be implemented. Does that clearly mean that the scheduled caste, especially of this particular community, the Banjara community that have, indulged in stone pelting and demanding that they need better reservation as compared to other communities, will that remain is something that we have to see.